Hello there. My name's Brian. This is just the Dis. And we talk about Blu-rays here. I have a couple sale hauls for this video. I'm going to combine into one pile because I just thought it might be easier to talk about these all at once. I was shopping the 101 film sale recently. I picked up a few things and then also a few things from the Shout Factory sale. This is what I ended up getting. Sorry about the glare. And so I will go through these. I haven't watched any of them. I just got it today. I mean, I've seen some of these movies, but some of them I haven't seen. So I won't be fully briefed on all of them, but I can give you a sense of what I know about them or why I bought them. So let's get into this with the 101 film stuff first. They are, of course, a UK company that I'm a fan of. And they do seem to have sales relatively frequently. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 times a year or something. I don't know, maybe more. But I only picked up about 4 things this time, although I do love their stuff. I'll start with this. This is, I think, a French movie, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's really good. From, I want to say, 2009. No, does that sound right? Yeah, that could be. Pre 2010 sometime. Anyway, it has an interesting cover, which doesn't give you too much. I should say that a lot of these 101 films are region B locked, and I can't remember if this one is or not. No, this one's actually region free. It says right there. But this is basically the Strangers before the Strangers. I want to say this came out before then, and it's very much a similar kind of home invasion kind of movie about this couple in a beautiful young teacher and her lover, Lucas, live an idyllic, isolated existence in a large house in the middle of a rural paradise. I forget where it takes place. It's a foreign country. I want to say it's not France, though, despite the film being French. But anyway, they're in this sort of isolated house, and it's like a really big house. Like, it almost seems like a hotel or something, a villa. And they start to notice some noises, and we get a great opening sequence that I really love of this girl and her mother driving along a dark, deserted road in a minivan, and they end up getting in sort of a car trouble, we'll say, and the car is stalled at the side of the road, and they put the hood up, and it's a really great suspenseful scene. I'm not going to spoil what happens to them, but it's kind of the inciting incident, letting you know something's not right. And so anyway, we know that this couple is going to be dealing with whatever was dealing with those two people. And so it becomes, like I said, sort of the Strangers' home invasion, but it's more like the people are a little bit more aware of it, so they have a little more time to deal with it, but they don't know why. And I just think it's great. It's a really suspenseful film. I rewatched this recently, and it was only on Amazon and SD. So when I saw that 101 Films had this on their site, I had to snag it. It's definitely a great, great foreign thriller. Not necessarily as, I don't know, edgy as Inside or, stuff like that, but really great thriller that I like very much. So I'm glad to have this all region Blu-ray. Then we have one called Project X. This is from William Castle. And I'm a big fan of William Castle, and I haven't seen all his films, but I've seen a lot of them. But this one I had never heard of for whatever reason, and I noticed it was on sale. This is region B locked, according to the back anyway. So you will need a region free player. If you're looking for one, by the way, I should recommend 220 Electronics. I just picked up their cheap all region player, the Sony. I think it was like $199 minus. They have a coupon for like 10% off. It ended up being like $179 for a region free player, and I just got it today, and I was messing around with it. It seems to work great. Easily switches regions. It's a very small player, but it's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of it so far. But anyway, Project X. So it says a secret agent is brought back from cryogenic suspension after surviving a plane crash during a mission in order to uncover a secret germ formula that had been hidden away years earlier. As part of the plan, through a complex scientific charade, the agent is convinced that he's a gangster living in the year 1968. But the vital memories are being suppressed, so the authorities use ultra-advanced technologies to uncover the secret. I don't know. Released on Blu-ray for the first time in the UK, Project X was produced and directed by cult filmmaker William Castle and features a cast of great character actors, including Henry Jones, Harold Gould, and Monty Markham. So I think, I want to say maybe Olive or somebody put this out in the States, but this was really cheap. I mean, it was like £7.50 or something. It was maybe even cheaper than that. It was, no, actually this one, them was, I want to say like £5, and this was cheaper, but really cheap. So I couldn't pass it up. I noticed that it says on the back here, special sequences by Hanna-Barbera Productions. So I definitely have to check those out. There's some cool looking stuff on the back there. If you look, some crazy psychedelic looking sequences. And it's got something called Money Back Guarantee, William Kessel's Ingenious Gimmicks. That's 36 minutes, a featurette all about his ballyhoo showmanship, weird things that he used to do to sell movies, which I'm totally into that. I'll watch that. And then there's a new audio commentary with film writers Alan Bryce and David Flint. So this may show up in a collection update at some point. I'd like to watch it, and I may bring it back once I've seen it so I can talk to you a little bit more about what it was about, but I couldn't pass up a William Castle movie I haven't seen that looks this nutty. So, Project X. Next from 101, I got The Deep, which apparently includes Cinema Retro magazine, like a little magazine inside. This is, of course, Robert Shaw, Jacqueline Bisset, and Nick Nolte. You'll see famous shots of Jackie Bisset in a wet t-shirt from this film. And it is based on a novel by Peter Benchley, who, of course, wrote Jaws, and he also adapted the screenplay with somebody named Tracy Keenan Wynn. I like this movie. This has come out on Blu-ray in the States, but this one's got some features on it that made me want it a little bit more. I think I might actually have the U.S. release as well. But anyway, this is Region B locked as well. And the back says Gail Burke, Jackie Bisset, and David Sanders, Nick Nolte, are on a romantic holiday in Bermuda when they come upon the sunken wreck of a World War II freighter. Near it, they find an ampule of morphine, one of tens of thousands still aboard the wrecked ship. Their discovery leads them to a Haitian drug dealer, Cloche, Louis Gossett Jr., and an old treasure hunter, Romer Treese, Robert Shaw. With Cloche in pursuit, Gale, David, and Treese try to recover the sunken treasure. That's right. So the treasure in this case is morphine, just these ampules, these little glass containers, tiny little, almost like pinky fingers, full of morphine that are just floating and sitting in this sandy bottom of the ocean in this ship. And they're worth a lot of money. So it becomes sort of a thriller, you know, but it's very cool, great underwater photography, and I like all the cast that's involved, and it's maybe a little over long. I want to say it's 124 minutes long. Oh, this is cool. They give a little timing of the extras. So you can see 124 minutes, 20 seconds for the feature, 85 minutes, 52 seconds for the extras. So you get like almost a full length extra thing there. So you have an interview with underwater art director Terry Ackland Snow, commentary with film critic Kevin Lyons, the making of The Deep, select scenes from the 3-hour special edition, the Cinema Retro magazine, The Deep Film and Focus special. So you can basically get a magazine all about this movie, or at least in part. So that's super cool. Yeah, I'm just a fan of this movie, and I like what 101 Film does with their extras. So The Deep was next. And last but not least, I didn't have this already for whatever reason. This has been out for a while, but the Michael Crichton film Runaway. That's from 1984, it looks like, with Tom Selleck and who else is in this? I remember Gene Simmons is in it. Kirstie Alley, Cynthia Rhodes. This one, I'll read the back. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember I liked it. In the near future, a police officer specializes in malfunctioning robots. When a robot turns out to have been programmed to kill, he begins to uncover a homicidal plot to create killer robots, and his son becomes a target. It says released on Blu-ray for the first time in the UK. So apparently it's available in the States, but I think it's a bare bones release. This has a commentary again with film critic Kevin Lyons, which is part of the reason I got it. I just like a commentary. What am I going to say? And these were cheap. I want to say these were like £7.50, like less than $10 as part of this sale, which is a regular thing. I would say sign up for the 101 Films mailing list, because they do these sales regularly, and you want to be sort of aware of when that's happening. So I just remember this had some cool robots, this little spider guys and stuff like that, and so I'm kind of looking forward to rewatching it. I haven't seen it in years. I also love Tom Selleck's gun. It's pretty cool. And I just like Michael Crichton sci-fi movies, like, I don't know, I like Looker, I think Looker's a lot of fun. So anyway, Runaway. Now we move on to the Shout Factory stuff. I think I mostly got Scream Factory titles with one exception. Here's the first one. This is Crawl Space. This is one I always remember as being a crazy Klaus Kinski movie. You can see Klaus on the back there looking creepy. And there's the Crawl Space. These are Region A releases, of course. This one, landlord Carl Gunther, Klaus Kinski, seems like a conscientious landlord who looks out for his female tenants. Yeah, I can find a lot of things wrong with that sentence. Anyway, what they don't know is that he has an elaborate network of crawl spaces that he uses to watch their every move. Can a new prospective renter stop this apartment building's rapid turnover rate, or will Gunther continue to make a killing? Also starring Talia Balsam, Tane, directed by David Schmoller, Tourist Trap, Catacombs, Puppet Master. I forgot this was a Schmoller film. And featuring a haunting score by Pino Donaggio. Also forgot about that. That's cool. This disturbing and truly creepy film is driven by a compelling performance from Kinski. I definitely remember that. It has an audio commentary with writer-director Schmoller, interview with makeup effects artist John Volvich, short film Please Kill Mr. Kinski by David Schmoller, TV spots, and a trailer. I'm very curious about that short film that may speak to his experiences with Kinski on the film. But yeah, I just remember him being extra creepy in this, and I'm just a big Kinski fan. So I think this is going out of print too. A lot of this was part of the going out of print sale. I should have mentioned that at the top. So that was part of my temptation to pick up a lot of this stuff, was, these titles are ostensibly going to be leaving the Shout Factory, Scream Factory line. So going to get expensive. And they were cheap. All right. Contamination .7. They hunt, they feed, they kill, you're next. This one I got because... Why did I get this? I feel like I thought this was from the screenwriters of Troll 2, but you know what? It says Contamination .7 has many names. It's also known as Creepers, The Crawlers, and Troll 3. The film is by Fabrizio Laurenti, a.k.a. Martin Newland, from the film Witchery. But yeah, it just looked like kind of one of those movies that maybe in that Troll 2 territory. I don't know, just sort of entertaining in that certain way. It says a new kind of monster, a living lethal organism that strikes its victims without warning. I don't know what that's, like a tentacle maybe? They look pretty scared. Evil awaits in the woods. When a young woman returns to her small hometown, she'll find that one thing has changed a great deal. A local company has been dumping radioactive waste from their nuclear plant, and the spill is turning the trees into man-eating plants. I'm in. I'm 100% in. Anybody seen From Hell It Came? I love killer tree movies. As the body count rises, a group of townspeople determined to find the root, I see what you did there, of this problem instead find themselves fighting for their lives. Yeah, no, I'm into this. This one does not have any features that I can see, but like I said, going out of print and just looked entertaining enough to check it out. I wonder if this has alternate artwork. I'll have to crack that open and check it out later. But Contamination Point 7. Then we have The Vampire, a new kind of killer to stalk the screen. This one is from 1957. So you got a black and white. I guess I'm just really into the old black and white horror movies that Scream Factory's put out. I've got a ton of them, and I really like those. They're good for rainy Sundays or whatever. The patients are sick, but the doctor is a real sicko. When a small-town physician accidentally swallows experimental bat serum pills, he's soon up to his Hippocratic oath in bloodthirsty desire. Transformed into an undead fiend, the doctor finds himself sucked into the dark and sinister world where he must save patients by day and suck their blood by night. So you've got kind of a man turns himself into vampire with science movie. So I'm into that. Again, this is another one that's bare bones. These were really cheap, though. I can't remember quite how cheap, but under $10. And I like I said, I'm kind of a completist for the black and white old horror Scream Factory titles. I've got just about all of them, maybe not quite, but so I look forward to checking this one out at some point. It looks intriguing. A Vampire, and then we have What's the Matter with Helen? This with Debbie Reynolds and Shelley Winters. So you met someone, and now you know how it feels. Goody goody. This one also doesn't have features. These must have been cheap because I usually don't always spring for. It's a combination of cheap and going out of print. These are, words that get my attention, let's say. And so this one, Oscar winners Debbie Reynolds and Shelley Winters star in this stylish shocker set in 1930s Hollywood about two women who come to Tinseltown to start an idyllic new life and end up in a terrifying nightmare. Directed by Curtis Harrington. That's why I got this one. Curtis Harrington. I'm a big fan of Queen of Blood, Games. Of course, he did Night Tide, which I have the limited edition from Indicator back there. He's a good director. I like him very much. Directed by Curtis Harrington, this relentlessly frightening film also stars Dennis Weaver, Agnes Moorehead, and Yvette Vickers. That's a good cast. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what goes down. The back doesn't give away much, which I kind of like. Whatever this nightmare is, I'm curious to see how it unfolds. But Curtis Harrington at the helm gives me confidence. So I am excited to check this out. I've definitely heard of it before. I think it was part of an MGM line, maybe not their midnight releases, but definitely one I've seen as part of a group of older films that sound like whatever happened to Baby Jane, like these what happened to Annie Alice, or I don't know. I feel like there's some other titles like that make me think people are trying to cash in on the whatever happened to Baby Jane title. But anyway, I'm into that. And last, I have one DVD. This is Swimming to Cambodia. This is a Jonathan Demme film, basically like a concert film, more or less. Spalding Gray, the late Spalding Gray. I just remember seeing this on VHS. This has not made it to Blu-ray that I know of, although there may be an import. But again, very cheap, and a movie that I really enjoyed. It's I'll just read the back because it's not exactly. It's a concert film. It's like Stop Making Sense in that way, but it's not. It's sort of stand up. It says master storyteller Spalding Gray brought his tour de force one-man show Swimming to Cambodia to the big screen, brilliantly directed by Academy Award winning director Jonathan Demme, and featuring the music of Laurie Anderson. Gray spent 8 weeks in Southeast Asia playing the role of the ambassador's aide in the Academy Award-winning film The Killing Fields. Ah, yes, that's what this is about. He tells his stories about that. Inspired by his experiences there, Gray weaves a hilarious and hypnotic tale of the making of the film, from the 66 takes of his first scene to the jarring encounters with Thai marijuana, the history of Cambodia, and the inhabitants of the Asian massage parlors and sex bars. It's reality with a wry twist from a fascinating pioneer of experimental theater. So it's really a unique experience to watch. It's like I said, it's sort of a stand-up act, but it's more a storytelling thing. And he's got a lot of great stories. And I love stories about movies being made. So Spalding Gray telling stories about movies being made is even better. And this one, I'm excited, has a interview with director Jonathan Demme. I don't know how long that is, but of course he's no longer with us either, and I'm a big fan of his, so that's another reason I picked this up. Like I said, I wasn't aware of a Blu-ray, and it has that interview, and I'm excited to watch it again. It's only 87 minutes from 1987. I guess I had forgotten that this had even come out outside of VHS, because that's the last time I saw it, but had to throw it into the mix. So that is my hauls for those two labels. Hopefully that was enjoyable. Like I said, I may bring some of these back when I watch them, and I can give you maybe a better idea of what I thought. But I just thought I would go through. I got them both today, serendipitously, in the same couple, not same package, but the same day. I didn't expect to get them both on the same day, so I thought, all right, I'll put them together. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy anything at all that I'm doing. And let me know if you've picked up anything from any recent sales, because I'm actually curious about sales that I may not have heard about. So thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.